This is attempt number 3 at filming this video. First time, audio didn't save. Second time, dog barking the entire way through. So as you can see from the title, today I want to talk about autistic stereotypes. So at the beginning of every single autism video, I think it's really important for me to point out that I'm not a doctor. All of this is my own research, what I've been told by doctors. The other really important thing to point out is that I have high-functioning autism. You may also know this as Asperger's syndrome. There's a few other names too. I'm not representing every single autistic person because that would be impossible, because every case of autism is different because the spectrum's like... I'm going to run through these 7 stereotypes and hopefully do some myth busting. Number 1. Autistic people can't speak. In case you haven't guessed, I can speak. I can speak pretty well. Naturally, I'm quite monotone, so it's all quite a lot of performing, especially all this. The reason that this idea is out there is because of the communication side of autism. For me, it's not about not speaking, it's about communicating in the way I want to communicate. I have everything up here. Well, I have most things up here that I want to communicate. It's just getting it into a format that comes out that everyone can understand. Easiest way to put it, imagine I'm just thinking in a different language. I'm not thinking in a different language, but when I think about it, I don't think I think in words. Let's not get into that one. One of my biggest struggles is knowing when to stop in a conversation, like when to move on to the next topic or when to just end a conversation completely. If I'm talking about something I want to be talking about, I will talk about it. I won't pick up if the other person's bored. But as a whole, yes, I can speak. Number 2. Autistic people hate attention. I'm doing YouTube, so that's got to say something. If I put myself in a situation that I know I'm going to get attention, I'm completely fine. But if I'm in a situation where I'm not expecting it, it can completely throw me. This can be something as simple as walking the dog in the morning and someone says hello to me or good morning. I'm completely thrown. I'm like, don't. So as long as I'm prepared that people are going to be paying attention to me, I'm completely fine with it. Number 3. Autistic people can't understand humour. Well, first of all, I think I can laugh at how ridiculous this one is. I like to think I've got quite a good sense of humour. I've got a very dark, dry and twisted sense of humour. I can understand things, I find things funny, I find things hilarious. I love British comedy. Admittedly, sometimes joke can just go straight over my head. Where this idea comes from is the fact that autistic brains are very literal. Whatever's coming towards will naturally go in its raw form. Luckily, I'm able to put second thoughts onto that and be like, wait, so is this not what the person's meaning by what they're saying? And therefore I can look at the funny side of things. Sometimes it may take me a bit of time, but that's fine. Number 4. Autistic people can't look other people in the eyes. If you've met me and we've had a conversation, we'd probably looked in each other's eyes. Or so you think. I tend to do this little trick where I just look here, depending on what distance I am. But as a whole, yeah, you're probably going to get eye contact. Admittedly, certain people I don't give eye contact. It's really strange. I don't notice it until it's pointed out to me. A really good example of this is cashiers. So when I'm shopping, the person serving me, I won't look at them. Very bizarre, and yeah. Number 5. Autistic people are rude. First of all, I'd like to point out I think I'm quite a polite person. I say my pleases, my thank yous. What this comes from is autistic people we can be very blunt and direct with what we're saying. That's because it's like, why hide what you're thinking? I say what I mean and I mean what I say. It's what's going to come out. I don't always pick up on the social cues, which means that it can come across as offensive. I never intend to offend anyone or be rude to anyone. I don't think horrible and nasty thoughts, so it's kind of alright. It's not like it gets me into horrible situations all the time. Number 6. This is one I think deserves an entire video, but I'm going to try and squeeze it in. Autistic people can't empathise. So first of all, it depends on what your definition of empathy is. I can't instinctively know what mood other people are in. I have to rely on physical body language and stuff. Once I've figured all that out in my head, I'm constantly assessing. So this person's in this mood, therefore I speak to them in this way. One of the biggest things with autism is you struggle to understand other people's mindset. When dealing with situations, it's a struggle to work out why someone is feeling the way they're feeling because they're thinking of a million other factors. So I look at situations very logically, what needs to be done. That can often come across as insensitive. Number 7. The last thing, I could go on about it for hours. Autistic people aren't creative. First of all, there's 2 paintings outside what I did when I was 7. I build things on Minecraft, I build absolutely amazing things. I can compose music on my iPad. This one, I think is ridiculous that this idea is out there. I think it comes down to the whole communication thing. It's the struggle of getting what's in here out into the world in the way you want to express it. I have examples of this when I was in year 10 and 11 and did GCSE graphics and photography. I'd have these big, really cool ideas, but I just couldn't get them out. And my teachers were very good about this. They were aware that I needed a bit more time to kind of figure out how to verbalise it. It's really hard to imagine abstract concepts that I'm not used to. So obviously I can understand my own ideas because they're not abstract to me. Once figured out a way to express yourself, I think, like anyone, if you're going to be creative, you're going to be creative. I don't think it should be as strongly linked to autism as it is. So I hope I've explained some ideas you may have had about autism. I want to do a part 2 to this video next week about stereotypes that I conform to a lot more. I really enjoy taking the mickey out myself, so why not? Thank you very much for watching, and Knox.